Good evening, everybody. I am the very good Mr. UNG Mackie, and in a slight deviation from what I was doing, which was my Hoenn diary, I've decided to bring you one of my, that I believe, unique Pokemon movesets. Now, I can understand a lot of people are going, Mr. UNG Mackie, you're a man of 30 years, why are you playing a child's game, and why would you bother doing it competitively? Now, anyone who plays the game competitively knows there's a lot of strategy down to it. It's like a very, very complicated game of rock, paper, scissors. And what I've found out is that I just can't obey the normal sets that people have for the Pokemons. So what I do is I kind of deviate away from traditional sets and try and do interesting things, and I find that they work. And one that I'm quite proud of, I've got several I like, but I was thinking about it earlier when I was walking home, and I thought, you know what, I'll just put up a Chandelure strategy. Now, there were a lot of competitive battlers that'll just probably poo all over this one, but they've got to see it in action, and unfortunately I don't have any clips of it working, but it'll probably put some up on a battle strategy at some point when I've had a battle with it, or well, I have done. I'll just see if I've got one that I can put up. Anyway, we're going to look at Chandelure, and I'm not going to bother putting up base stats, because you don't need to know the base stats. If you're into this game, you don't need to know the base stats. You know it's a reasonably dangerous special attacker. Chandelure is the name of the Pokemon. It's a ghost fire type. My Chandelure, called Singusco, has a calm nature, and what that does is it lowers the attack and puts a boost into the special defense. And how I decided to EV train it was to put 252 into its hit points, 252 into its defense, and then 4 into its special attack. Now you're all saying, Mr. Mackie, why when it's such a good special attacker have you chosen not to choice scarf it? Because so many people choice scarf it and they give it a big special attack, and I thought, well, why don't we play around with the defensive capabilities, because it's got reasonable defences. And look at that ability, Flame Body. Now, Mackie's Law usually dictates that percentages are different for me and only me, where I have to kind of suffer for what I want. Things don't actually happen. There's a moveset coming up there as well, you can see. Very simple. If I want to burn someone with Scald, Mackie's Law says, well, that'll be 10% to work for you, Ewan, and some idiot off the street who's never played this game before can get Scald all the time. I've found, though, by making Chandelure have the ability Flame Body, I've not put it up there, but usually I give it either it can have leftovers or it can have the Rocky Helmet, and that means that if somebody hits it with a physical attack, look, it's invested fully in its defense, that means that when it gets hit, they take Rocky Helmet damage, and they also have the potential to be burned, and that's where the moveset comes in. I always bring it in. I know it can take a hit, and I always try to bring it in when someone tries to set up, or they bring in something that's maybe an annoyer or something like that, something that might even try a status, like what's that thing called? Whimsicott. I've got Rest. So Calm Mind boosts the special defense and the special attack. So I'm not going to hit as hard as a normal Chandelure. Well, not me personally, but Singusco, my Chandelure, is not going to hit as hard as other Chandelures will, but that's not the point of it. It's to bait people into attacking it, and then it burns them. You see, that's how it works. And of course, when they're burned, even if they're a normal type, obviously this set doesn't work, but I've got Singusco on a Trick Room team, and that's what it does. It's there to be a strong defensive Pokemon that can set up Trick Room, and of course it can still be used. Now, there's various things on the team that it's on. There's a Murkrow, who a lot of people will try and hit Murkrow with something just to wipe it out completely, although Singusco has got a lot of immunities. By immunity I mean it has a normal and fighting type immunity, and it resists fire as well. So if I'm careful by using Singusco can be swapped in and out, and is still able to put up Trick Room and Rest. And it's very hard, like I for some reason have multiple Trick Room teams, it's quite hard to get away from a Trick Room Pokemon being Psychic, because there's so many Psychic types that learn Trick Room. So ultimately what should happen is that I bring it in on a physical attack that it can either be immune to, or I know is going to do some damage. Fortunately, maybe it'll burn. If it doesn't, I can Calm Mind. Now, I've had various items on it. I haven't listed them yet because I'm an idiot. Although, what's best to do for this set that I like to run on Chandelure is either the Rocky Helmet, You could put a Chesto Berry in there if you so wanted, or leftovers. Leftovers I think is probably a little bit better because nothing can really hit it unless it's like a dark type or a ground type or even a water type. It can take hits from various moves. It can't take two, like for example, it couldn't take a sucker punch or an earthquake, but it could take something like water pulse and hang in there just a little bit, depending on how much calm mind you've got up as well. I'm very careful. When I said earthquake, earth power is what I meant. It can usually take a hit. People might argue and say, but look at the hit points, Chandelure doesn't have great hit points. Trust me, when I've ran this set I've been fortunate. Maybe people haven't invested fully into their attack or special attack, I don't know. The point is it can survive, and that's what I need Chandelure to do. I need Singusco to survive, because investing in the defence, I realised when it was a Litwick as well, when I caught it, and people saying, oh, why didn't you breed? I already had to look at the IVs. It had IVs, its highest IV, outstanding apparently in defence, and it had a positive special defence nature. I thought, I'm going to run it defensively. Flame body, a defensive ability, see how I can use it. Now of course there are times when it's just going to get steamrolled over, but I won't use it in the sense where I'm just going to throw it out there. When you bring it out, a lot of people think, whoa, okay, Chandelure's out here. The problem that they then foresee is that, okay, it's going to start special attacking, it might be choice scarfed, I will try and physically attack it, or I'll bring out a special wall, and in that time Trick Room's set up and Chandelure can get out of there to let other things in. And I believe on the team I've also got a Rotom Wash as well. Yeah, I know, Rotom Wash, I know, but also I have on that team Porygon 2, Eviolite, yeah. So there's many things on the team that benefit from the speed. Not so much Rotom Wash, but the Honchkrow I've got. I think I might have said Murkrow earlier, or maybe I said Honchkrow, I don't know. But the Honchkrow I've got definitely benefits from the speed boost, and anything that's come in, maybe bring it in when I've got my Honchkrow there. Tons for Trick Room run out. Swap in Singusco or Chandelure to take the incoming potential fighting attack towards Honchkrow, and there we go, I've got an immunity. It's just the way I like to use it. I think I could use it as a special attacker, but where's the fun in that? The nature and IVs it's got lead it to be used defensively, and I like to do that. And rest is of course there to help it recover health, which it can do. And if I switch it in and out, I've got a shield in a sense, a flaming shield that protects the team. And Hex is of course good for anything that's hit me and is burned or toxic by anything else in the right. I know that my Porygon 2 runs toxic as well. It's there to take out, because a couple of calm minds, it's still going to hit pretty hard, and you can't be laughing at the base special attack. And I put an extra point into special attack just for fun. So that is the end of my attempt at doing a moveset video. I hope that you've enjoyed it, and if you didn't enjoy it, then you don't know why you listened to it this long. I'll maybe do this for another Pokemon some other time. Until such times though, I hope that you will all enjoy, there's a moveset disappeared, I hope that you will enjoy the continuing adventures in Hoenn when I upload it all from my new camera. Oh yes!